So 3 months ago, I made a tier list about Genshin Impact characters. Now, a lot has changed since then, number one. And number two, I don't think I did a good job at that tier list, looking back at it, because a lot of the characters were on there. I haven't played C0 in a while, but this time, I got a little bored. So I started a side account, and I got to play some of these characters at C0. And now that I have a fresh experience, and now that it's been 3 months, I think it's time to make another tier list. So here's the rankings I had last time with all the characters at C0. We're going to do the same thing. Every single character is going to be at C0 right out of the box, and rating them how good they are at their intended purpose. So this is what I had last time, and these are all the new characters that we have to go over. So, and I didn't rate Rosario last time, so I'm just going to get right into it. Remember, C0, how good are they at their intended purpose? We're going to start at the bottom. Beidou. Hello, Beidou. You don't belong in C tier anymore. I'm going to be real with you. I've seen some crazy team comps with little old Beidou here. And at C2, I think she's absolutely amazing. At C0, she's pretty good. I'm going to move her up to B tier. C0 B. But if she's at like C2, she would go up probably very close to S tier if she were C2. Lisa, yeah, you can stay there. You're still Amber. Kaya, I'm moving you up too. Kaya's pretty good. And if you can get constellations for him, if you're that kind of guy, he's going to go up to probably A tier. I'm going to put Barbara in A tier. I have future reasons. I'm going to get into that in a minute. Why Barbara's been moved to A tier. Shenyan, you're still broken. You are still broken, my friend. Razor at C0, as a physical DPS, he pops off. I'll keep him in B tier even at C0. If you want to say he belongs in A tier, I won't disagree, because I completely understand why you would think Razor goes higher than a B tier. It is totally and utterly understandable. Moving up to A tier, yeah, you're still there. Child, see, last time I looked at you as a DPS, I'm like, oh, his cooldown's cringe. But as an enabler, with the right team comp, and you use optimal rotations, Child, my boy, is at least an S tier, even at C0. You don't need C1. I have C1 on my ult. It doesn't make that much big of a difference. Chi-Chi? Bro, Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi's a good healer, so I guess I'll keep her there, but she's just boring. Noelle? You don't belong in A tier. Why? I can't believe I actually put Noelle in A tier. C0? Like, if you had a C6 Noelle with Unforged, or White Blind, and you had some nutty artifacts, C6 Noelle is like, but if you have C0, don't even talk about it. Next we have Mona. Mona's going up to S tier. Great support. No words need to be said. I want to put Jean in S because her healing is amazing. I might put her in S tier because Jean's healing is just so amazing. While she is mostly boring, her E skill that sends enemies flying and floating away, that's pretty funny. Actually, yeah, you saved my life on floor 11. Kuching mains are gonna hate this, but her DPS potential, I'm not trying to crap on Electro because there are really good Electro characters. Like, I would rather use Fischl and Beidou together than Kuching. Fischl is useful, but do I want to put her in S tier? Sure, I'll put her in S tier. A lot of Electro application, off-field Electro support. Even if it is Electro, it's off-field elemental support, which is a big bonus. Yeah, Diona, you can stay there. Chong Yoon, as a support, man, oh man. I feel like Chong Yoon just, I don't know, he needs something changed about him. I'm not a huge fan of him anymore. He's very with his elemental reactions, so to speak. And because there are characters up here that are falling down, but are still better than him, I'm going to have to move him to B tier. Because other characters are definitely coming down, and they are not on par with him. Yeah, Eula, you can stay in S tier. Your physical damage potential is great. I would put you in SS tier because of your physical damage. However, your damage is pretty not consistent. You get nuke burst damage, but then while you're trying to get that nuke burst rotation set back up, your Eula isn't doing crazy amounts of damage. But because of her nuke damage, like one-shotting everything, that still lands her in S tier, which is amazing. C0 to Xiao. Yeah, Xiangling, even when you're not at C4, you still smack. Give her Shimenawa's Reminiscence and the catch. If she were C4, she'd be up here. Sucrose, the same with you. With Thrilling Tales, it's so easy to build her. Just give her a bunch of elemental mastery crap. If you have an R5 Thrilling Tales, you don't even have to level it up. You can give that to her level 1. Ninguang, Ninguang's a character that goes down in A tier for me. I'm putting Diluc and Klee down in A tier now too. I'm dropping all three of them down. Where you're in Spiral Abyss, and you use Diluc's Burst, and it just sends everyone flying, so you have to waste extra time going and chasing them down, and you have to rinse and repeat. Diluc's Burst is so annoying, and its tracking sucks. I heard there's a way to turn off the auto-aim for Burst so it stops doing that. His Burst will target the most random stupid things. His Burst does good damage, but it just sends him flying, so if it doesn't one-shot him, you're gonna have to waste time chasing enemies down. You could have like a group of Fatuis, and then there's like one little Dendro slime, and Diluc will just attack that. And with Klee, you're just clunky. Moving on to SS tier, this is the last of the bunch. We better speed this up because we got all these guys. So we have Shangcho. Yes, you're good. You're Hydro Applicator. You're a 4-star. I'll just move you down to A tier. At C0, I mean, you're still good. S tier is amazing. But I wouldn't have you at C0 better than Child as a Hydro Applicator. Sorry, man, but good support. Zhongli, you're fine. You're still broken. Same with Venti. Venti will always be SS tier. He is the best person in the game. No cap. Hu Tao. C0 Hu Tao. So at C1, she's crazy cracked. So do I move her down to S tier or keep her in SS tier because her burst does amazing damage still? Consuming stamina isn't a terrible thing. If you're in Spiral Abyss, I mean, it might be inconvenient, but again, if you manage. So if you can work around it, her stamina consumption, she's not as much of a pain to play as you think. So I'll keep her in SS tier. Same with Ganyu. Same with Bennett. Albedo, moving you down to A tier. Buddy, your kit is outdated. This is probably going to change because in 2.3, I heard from sources that Geo is getting the well-needed buff, so Albedo's best in slot will no longer be a 3-star weapon. We might be seeing a 5-star weapon that scales off defense, or a 5-star sword that scales off defense. And if we get stuff like that, yeah, Albedo can be moved back up into the S and SS tier when he has better support and better reworks. Kazuha, SS tier. I don't have to explain why. He's my favorite character in the game. Ayaka, I'm going to put you in A tier. I hear people saying she's S tier. I'm not seeing it just yet. Is she on par with, like, Eula and Xiao? Sure. Why not? She kills stuff faster than my Diluc, and my Diluc has crowns. So, yeah, I guess you can go into S tier. Why does she look like that? She looked like an alien, for real. Yoimiya, yeah, A tier. Kokomi, B. The only reason you're not in the last tier is because you're a 5-star. And the fact that I like using Barbara more, I feel like Barbara gets better bang for the buck. Number 1, she's a 4-star. Number 2, she's free. Number 3, she can actually crit. Sorry, Kokomi, you just ain't it. Kujo Sara, I'll put her in A tier. That's easy A tier. When she's C2, well, these two are not the same in terms of support, so I'll put Raiden in S tier. I think she deserves it, especially when you use Raiden and Eula together. They make a really great team, so yeah. But when Kujo Sara has C2, yeah, we might consider moving her to S tier. Sayu, A tier. You're just fine. Rosaria, yeah, she's torn in between A and S. She's really good support, and people like building her as a physical. So where do I put her? In S or A? At C0, mind you. I think I'll put her in A tier. Yeah, this looks mostly right. There's room for debates. Anyway, that's a tier list. I don't know. There's not much else to say. I can't rate these guys because I haven't played you, and these 3 haven't come out. That's in a cutscene, and these travelers aren't specified. So, yeah, that's the tier list. That's all I got. Peace.